Hi, how are you? I love your Jar Jar Binks more than you know.
Thank you so much. He is my prized possession.
I
Sadly,
love it.
he's not Darth Jar Jar, but
Oh yeah. None of us can be.
I know, tragically. So I really love the Lego Star Wars universe, and this series really like narrows in on the concept that I think is just so fun that they can do anything in it. So for like my first question on in all of these interviews, I'm trying to do like a fun one, and I'm curious like if you could rebuild any part of the Star Wars canon and like change it up, what would you change and why?
I would put Jedi Bob at Jabba's palace, just hanging out, maybe even bartending.
Interesting.
Love Jabba's palace. I want to see Jabba's palace on a Friday night at 9:30. I want to see like what they did in that place after Jabba's palace after dark. As the series. I
Is
want.
Jedi Bob doing any stand up?
Probably. I think yes. I think 100% yes. I tried to improvise in this series that at one point Jedi Bob, when he was younger, was in the Max Rebo band, but he got kicked out for stealing, and I kept trying to shoehorn it in, and it didn't make it.
That is
I love,
incredible.
I
I
love
think
trying
that's
to
still
put it.
canon.
Yeah, I agree. I'm Jedi
I
Bob.
agree.
I get to do that stuff, right? I can say that, right?
Exactly, exactly. And like obviously this isn't your first Star Wars rodeo. I miss Star Wars Resistance so much, but how liberating is it to get to be part of this like very upbeat, very goofy, and an incredibly Star Warsy corner of the universe with Rebuild the Galaxy?
That's it. It was that. It was finding Dan and Benji, I think for me was like, oh my gosh, I found two guys who love this universe and love Legos equally as much as they respect them, but they also understand that they can make fun of it. Like that it's pretty cool, but it's not also kind of not the coolest. It's the idea of like Star Wars can be very full of itself. It's very regal and very important. But this one is very like, and also Darth Maul is wearing a shirt in this with a tie, and like he's a gentleman, and like it's very silly.
It is. And like Ben Solo is always shirtless and like
Always,
it's like
always, as it
it's
should be.
I mean, it's true. It's true. Back in 2018, I was rewatching some like old interviews you had done, and you had done that StarWars.com interview, and you talked about like how much you wanted you like your own Star Wars action figure. And I'm curious, like, is there a Jedi Bob Lego that you have now? Does it have like a point of honor among your Star Wars collection now?
Yeah, I'm a collector, and I have a lot of friends who collect, and I even know, especially now with 3D printing, it's amazing how easy it is to get someone to make a figure for you. And I now have figures of all my characters, and like, yeah, it's a blast. But this was nuts. Like staying up one night and making my Jedi Starfighter out of Legos and then putting little Jedi Bob in it at 47 years old, I was definitely giggling and being like, well, this is the best.
I love that. I was like, I really hope he's had his like wish come true now that he has
Oh,
a
I
Star
am
Wars
I'm a
figure.
lucky boy. I've had billions of wishes come true. I'm extremely lucky, and this is 1,112.
Oh, I love that. I did want to talk a little bit about Star Wars Resistance because I think Resistance Day was just a few months ago, really, that people still celebrate that series and still love that series so much. What was it like for you getting to be part of that and then getting to come back and be part of Star Wars a second time? I mean, that's huge in its own
Yeah,
right.
yeah, it's Star Wars. I that one to me is special. It will always be special. That was the first one, and like I loved it. I still do. I love it so much. My dream is live action. I want to play live action Orca. Orca and Flicks come back someday, please. They could be anywhere. But like, yeah, then getting to do Bad Batch or just a couple little things here and there, and being part of the universe. There's a I got to do uh Star Wars Rebels, and I played
Mhm.
a character, one-off little character named Pintu Sonel, this alien creature. And we were moving books, and I found like a Star Wars like encyclopedia of all the characters, and I started flipping through it, and I see that character that I played, and I'm like, no way. And then I see the species in the book. The species of this character is now Moyne, Moyn, and I was like, are you kidding me? I turned into a 5-year-old. Like I was like, I just happened upon this this book that I have. I didn't know this was in here, and now my last name is like one of the species in Star Wars, and I'm playing Jedi Bob. Yeah, I have a lot of lucky moments where I stand in my house going, "Wow, that was."
Isn't that what we all do? We just like wish fulfill for our 5-year-old selves.
Yeah, yeah. I think I've made a career at it.
I also, as we wind down, I think we have a couple of minutes left. I also wanted to like look back at the Matt the radar technician sketch on
Oh
SNL.
yeah.
Did you have any idea at the time that this was going to have like the cultural like longevity that it has? I mean, I was just at a convention a couple weeks ago and there were people dressed up as Matt
I
the
saw
radar
that there
technician.
was like 20 people. I saw it. It's the best. I have my favorite moment was going to Comic-Con, seeing a bunch of people dressed as Matt. I asked if I can get a picture, and they were like, "All right, weirdo." And I took a and no clue who I was. No clue. I was like, I wrote what you're wearing, right? Like, it's that's the best. It's hilarious. But that one, no, you never know. We just wanted to play around in Star Wars with Adam Driver, and that was the one that got in. And then he was so down, and so I mean, like he's the reason why that thing is so beloved, is because
Mhm.
he's so good in it. It's insane.
He was so down to clown with
Oh,
it.
the best,
So
the
well.
best. He was the best. I have downstairs, I have the helmet. He signed the helmet. I got a bunch. I have the R2D2. He signed that. I got a bunch of, yeah, a bunch of
Oh
stuff.
my gosh, that's so cool. Well, this was
His Matt pen downstairs.
you
Yeah.
basically just have a whole replica of the sketch downstairs.
I just stole everything from work for 10 years.
Hey, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. Well, this was really great. Thank you so much, Bobby.
Yeah, such a pleasure. I hope you enjoyed it.
I did. I loved it. I love the Legos universe so much.
Okay, that's the best.